was. Thank you so much. Really beautiful. So does anybody else besides me have any trouble making a decision? Really? Yeah. If you're like me, you get all your facts together, and then you go from one possibility to the other, over and over and over again, and pretty soon you find yourself running in circles because you're afraid or you're reluctant to actually decide on something. Anybody? Yeah. You know who else had that trouble is Mark Twain. He says here, I have a prodigious amount of mind. It takes me as much as a week sometimes to make it up. I'm like that sometimes on Sunday mornings. I usually choose what outfit I'm going to wear the night before. Because, you know, I'm getting all ready and I got my outfit. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking about the other outfits that I have and I can't make up my mind. So I try on all these potential outfits and pretty soon I'm tired, I'm sweaty, I'm grumpy, and I'm still not dressed. And so, out of desperation, I throw something on because I'm running late, and it's usually the thing that I had planned anyway. And then that's the day when everybody says to me, wow, you look really nice today. Wow, that color really suits you. Now, I realize that choosing an outfit is not rocket science. Or is it? It isn't going to change the world, what it is that we wear. But it does demonstrate a wonderful quote that is actually attributed to Emerson. Did I mention I'm going to be teaching an Emerson class in September? Yeah, okay. Emerson, this is attributed to him. It says, once you make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. Once you make a decision, the universe conspires with itself to make it happen. But as long as I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and I'm having all these choices, but I'm refusing to make a decision, I am not giving clear direction to the universe. And that's one of the basics of our teaching. Because if I'm not giving clear direction to the universe, then I run the risk of having situations and people in my life that are not serving me, that are not for my best and highest good. Is this making sense? Yeah. Because the universe responds to our thoughts. The universe responds to our thoughts and our beliefs. So if we are filled with uncertainty and doubt, the universe responds to our uncertainty and our doubt by bringing us uncertain experiences and uncertain life situations. And when we make a decision, in spite of the uncertainty, in spite of the doubt, we are providing a clear idea to the universe of what it is that we want and what it is that we expect. And because this is the way that the universe works, because we live in a friendly universe, that is going to be what shows up in our experience. Is this making sense to anybody else? Yeah, it's making sense to me too. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, said this: trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. And a trained mind is a decided mind. Therefore, a decided mind is more powerful than an undecided mind. I know somebody who is at a crossroads in their life, having to do with career, having to do with their marriage, having to do with what their next life experience is going to be, all kinds of things. There's a lot of uncertainty around her. And in order for her life to move forward, she's going to need to make some decisions about certain things, but she's got all that uncertainty. She's got all that fear. She's not making any decisions. So because she's not making any decisions, she's feeling as if her life is kind of out of control. Like nothing's working. Everything's just kind of spinning. But the truth is, she's waiting for other people to make their decisions before she makes her decision. Yes? Anybody? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But her not making a decision is actually making a decision. It's making a decision to let other people decide what's going to happen in their life. And the problem with that is when we let other people decide what's going to happen in our life, we run the risk of things happening to us as opposed to through us or as us. And the problem with having things happening to us is then we feel like victims. We feel we don't have any choice as to how our life is looking. We're giving our power away to other people, to other places, to circumstances, to everything else. At least if we make our decisions, our own decisions, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but when we make our own decisions, it means that we are fully participating in our own life. If the outcome is good, then yay, but if it isn't, we at least know that we screwed it up ourselves rather than somebody else screwing it up for us. Isn't that preferable? Yeah, it's better. How many of you ever seen this movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? A lot of you. Okay, that's your assignment. If you haven't seen it, find it and watch it. It came out in 2004, and it is a, believe it or not, it's a documentary, comedy, drama about quantum physics. Seriously, quantum physics and spirituality. So it's got this nice story about this woman. She's on her road to enlightenment, and it ties it all together, and it's really beautiful. But in addition to the storyline, there are also interviews with scientists and spiritual leaders who are all basically teaching what I teach every Sunday, what everybody in Centers for Spiritual Living teaches. And that is that thoughts are things, and that we co-create our life with our thoughts. Okay? And there is science to back it up. One of my favorite Ernest Holmes quotes, he wrote that Science of Mind book back in 1926, the Science of Mind text that we use. The first line of the first page of the Science of Mind text says, "We all look forward to the day when science and religion shall walk hand in hand from the visible to the invisible." He's saying, in 1926, he was saying that there is going to be a time when science and religion actually are teaching the same thing, and that time is now. Because quantum physics is backing up this idea that our thoughts are things. Because they're saying that what we know of as matter, the atoms and the things that are like in the atoms. I'm no scientist. I'm a religious scientist, but I'm no scientist. And the nucleus of the atoms and all that, underneath all of that is this universal substance that everything is made of. Underneath the atoms is this substance that everything is made of. And it responds to thought. This is scientifically proven. What we think about, when we think, that substance forms into the thing that we think about. Well, New Thought has been teaching this for years. We are a New Thought faith tradition. When we have a new thought, we have a new experience. We've been teaching this exact same thing, except we call the substance God stuff. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter what you call it. It is that, Yeah? So you may be wondering, especially you new people, what this woman is talking about. What has this got to do with making a decision? I'm about to tell you. Quantum physics supports the idea that this ever-present substance of the universe conforms itself to the decisions that we make, to the thoughts that we have, to the choices that we make. Quantum physics teaches us that we are surrounded by this stuff, and it is limitless, and it has within it limitless possibility. Everybody go like this, woohoo! Limitless possibility. Wait, I got off my notes here. Okay, yeah. So this unformed possibility is there, and it's just sitting there, and it's just waiting for us to make a decision. It's just waiting for us. And when I make that decision, then the pathways open up for me. By making a decision, I have co-created that reality in my life. And if it's true for me, it's true for you too. So does that mean that I always make good or right decisions? What do you think of this outfit, right? It was a good decision, right? Yeah. The actual truth is, there is no such thing of good and bad, or right or wrong. You do know that, right? Right. There is no such thing. We call it so. What does Shakespeare say? There's no good or bad except thinking makes it so. We call it good, we call it bad, or right or wrong, but there isn't such a thing. The way it works is I'm going to choose or I'm going to decide something, and if I have chosen incorrectly or I've chosen badly, then I'm not bringing into my life the things that I say that I want. It isn't bad, it isn't wrong, it's just that there is this impartial universe that says, okay, that's the decision you make, that's the one I'm going to support. But the good news is, if I don't like where I'm heading, guess what? I can change my mind. I can adjust my decision. I can make a different decision so that then I am moving in the direction that I want. So here's a really good litmus test for you to determine whether or not the decisions that you are making are serving you. What choice or decision will evolve me? What choice or decision takes me in the direction I want to go? I want you to sit with that for a minute. What choice or decision will evolve me? Because we are all evolving beings. That's what life here at Earth School is all about. Evolvement. Is this taking me in the direction that I say that I want to go? Now bear in mind, this doesn't have to be huge, life-changing decisions. It applies to every decision you make, including what outfit you're wearing on a Sunday. Because, I want you to really hear this, a decisive mind is a powerful mind. Say that with me. A decisive mind is a powerful mind. And the reason for that is the more decisions we make, the more confident we become in them, and then the more we learn to trust ourselves and our decisions. It's a cycle. That makes sense to you? Makes sense to me. This is particularly true when we are basing our decision on what will evolve me. As you're facing and you're looking at your choices, is this going to move my life forward? Or is this going to keep me where I am, going backwards? Is it going to support me on a path of enlightenment and living a meaningful life? Or am I still just spinning my wheels? One of the most impactful messages from the movie What the Bleep was Dr. Joe Dispenza, who is a chiropractor. And in the film, he uses I'm actually going to show you a little clip here. He uses the terminology creating my day. But it works just as well if he had said making decisions. Okay, so I'm going to, Dwayne, I don't know if I click it or you click it.
Sorry.
Okay. Maybe we'll start it over from the top. Or we could just decide to watch him. I know it was working earlier.
What the heck?
okay, I'm making a decision to skip the message because it isn't integral to it. It was a nice little thing. Because he's talking about how he creates his day. I'm going to go ahead and go off of that. It talks about how he creates his day, how he sets his intention in the morning to create his day. Well, this is just an exciting morning, isn't it? The more we can train ourselves to use a process of setting intention, I mean, Wayne Dyer talks about setting our intention, or train ourselves to create our day. This is the direction that I want my day to go, and allow the universe in partnership with those decisions the better our days are going. I've been having a rough couple of weeks lately, but when I wake up on Sunday mornings, for instance, and I want to get back into the flurry, the kerfuffle, I think that's a Canadian word and I really like it. I want to get back into the kerfuffle. I have to choose, make a decision to leave that here so that I can be here. Is that making sense? And we can do it every single time, every single day. And the more that we do it, the more powerful our thoughts become, and the more more confidence that we have in it. Our thoughts become powerful. Then we can trust ourselves in this process of co-creation. We can learn how to make conscious use of our decision making to evolve our lives. We have a little communication going on here. So I want to share with you that could you go to the next slide that says once decided, then guided? Oh. There we go. Roll with the flow. Right? We're going to talk next week about going with the flow. Okay, so the title of this talk is Once Decided, Then Guided. Once decided, then guided. We often think it's the opposite, right? That we have to receive our guidance before we can move forward with our lives, right? Yeah. But often what happens is that we wait and we wait and we wait for our guidance, and what we're really doing is just not making a decision. Think about the times when you have had to make a really big decision. Think about it. Buying a house, getting married, leaving a marriage or relationship, taking a job, leaving a job, all the biggies, the one they talk about, the really biggies. And you pray for guidance, and you wait. And you pray for guidance, and you wait. And you pray for guidance, and you wait. Yet if you are being 100% honest, you already know the right decision to make, don't you? Yeah. It's because we have this incredibly powerful barometer within us that is called intuition. Ernest Holmes calls it God in man. It is foolproof. The problem is, okay, let me rephrase that. The problem for me is sometimes I don't like what my intuition is telling me, so then I say, oh no, I need more guidance. It's right there. Oh no, I need more guidance. In most cases, though, we already know what to decide. We're just simply choosing not to, or we're not ready to make that decision because it's going to take us in another direction. Yes? Yeah. One of the paradoxes of life is that when you finally make the decision, though, that guidance that you've been looking for makes itself right available. It's right there on the path. It's saying, hey, go this way. When you make a decision, then that's the time that the path to your next step opens up. It's a paradox, I understand. Sometimes we have to decide and step on the path, in order to see where the path is, which we can't see because we're running around in circles. Anybody else? Yeah? Jim Rohn said this. It doesn't matter which side of the fence you get off on sometimes. What matters most is getting off. You cannot make progress without making decisions. So, wait for it. There's one more thing I want to say about this. Remember last week I said this talk is for me? I'm just letting you guys in on it. This one is also for me. Yeah. I think most of them are for me. You guys just get to be part of my process. What can I say? Don't be afraid to be in the mystery. Don't be afraid to be in the mystery. If you're waiting to make a decision because you want a guarantee about how things are going to turn out, you're going to be waiting forever. The reason for this is we're co-creating it. The future can't be guaranteed because we're making it with our thoughts, with our beliefs, as we evolve. So don't wait until you know to decide. Step onto the path that feels right. Trust that your guidance is going to be there. Trust that the opportunities are going to present themselves. Trust that the next step is going to be there for you. Because we do live in a friendly universe, and it is here to support us. And if you find you're on the wrong path, if you're going along, you're like, oh, that was not the right one. The good news is you can stop where you are. Ernest Holmes says, start where you are. You can also stop where you are and make another choice, decide again, and the universe presents itself. It really is that simple. I love you. Many blessings, and so it is.